Okay. Directing your attention to the date of September 19th of 2022, were you called out by the Waukesha County Sheriff's Department?
I was.
And were you asked to bring Raven and attempt a search of a vehicle associated with a death investigation?
I was, yes.
Where were you asked to respond to?
I believe it was their DPW location in Waukesha County.
Okay. And you brought Raven with you?
I did.
Okay. And tell us about when you got there, who you met with, and kind of just the general setup when you first arrived.
I was in the area of a pole barn that I was told the vehicle was kept in. I met with investigators. I believe there was an assistant district attorney present at the time, and asked how they wanted to go about searching the building.
Okay. So your understanding is the vehicle was in the pole barn?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Is there anything improper, in your opinion, with searching the vehicle in the pole barn?
It's not the ideal setup, but as we get evidence, large pieces of evidence like a vehicle that needs to be secured, we have to work with what we have. And in this instance, it was inside the pole barn with other vehicles that were involved in other cases. Other
fatal cases, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And do you recall about how many vehicles in total were in the pole barn?
Now without seeing my reporter diagram, but there were several other vehicles that were in the pole barn.
Okay. Did you prepare a diagram of this search to document the arrangement in the pole barn and what happened during the search?
I did, yes.
Okay, I'm going to ask to please put up number 124. Okay, for the witness only, please. Sir, do you recognize Exhibit 124?
I do.
And please tell us what this is.
This is a satellite Google Earth image of the pole barn and the adjacent area to it, with some of my handwritten notes of how the search went.
Do you believe this diagram is a true and accurate representation of your work for the Waukesha County Sheriff's Office?
I do, yes.
Move to omit 124 and permission to publish, Your Honor.
Any objection? No objection. Right. 124 is admitted.
Okay, Detective, this looks pretty similar to some of those training records we went through earlier, correct?
Yes.
All right. If you could just start out, you said this is an overview of the pole barn, right?
Yes.
And you got this from Google Maps, or?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And then you were able to add shapes and letters to the contents of the pole barn, correct?
That's correct.
Obviously, it didn't look like this on Google Maps, right?
Correct.
Okay. And so on the pole barn itself, please tell us what you noted there, or what you added.
So at the bottom of the pole barn, I added where we had made entry to start the search. As you enter in there, immediately to your left, there were some motorcycles, which is where I put MCs. All the yellow rectangular shapes are vehicles that were in the pole barn. I believe there are over a dozen in there. And then the red square in the middle of the pole barn would have been the suspect vehicle. And then in the bottom right corner of the pole barn was a small storage area.
Okay. And over on the left, you kind of have a key or a legend to help us understand the map, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And on the right-hand side, towards the bottom, you note canine preparation at 0925?
Correct. So at 9:25 a.m., I began to prep Canine Raven for the search.
What does that mean? What did you do?
So I opened the vehicle up, and I placed the harness on her, which is her cue. It's time to start work. I put her on a leash, and we walk over to the starting point for the search.
So your squad was outside of the pole barn?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And prior to you preparing to work and alerting, or at least indicating to Raven she's going to work, did you go inside the pole barn?
I believe I looked through that the man door, opening door, just to get a visual of what was inside. I don't think I did a walkthrough of this pole barn.
Okay. So you're talking about the service door where it says K9SP?
Correct, yes.
Okay, and to the right of that is a big overhead door, like a garage door?
Yes.
Were those doors open to your knowledge?
The overhead door, the larger door, was not. The service door was closed, but then opened, obviously, to conduct the search.
Okay. So you said you peeked your head in or maybe stepped in a little bit just to kind of get a feel for what's inside?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Was Raven with you at that time?
No.
But the other detectives were present inside the barn?
Correct, yes. I did not prohibit their presence there for the search.
Okay. And did you ask Detective LaFleur to burp the vehicle?
I did ask for the vehicle to be burped, yes.
What does that mean?
Burping a vehicle would be opening the doors or windows, in this case it was the doors for the vehicle, to allow the stale odor that had been sitting in the vehicle to exit, and then close the doors back up.
And so we're clear, what kind of vehicle was this?
Mid-sized pickup truck with a cab.
And do you know what doors were opened and shut by Detective LaFleur?
I believe all 4 of the cab doors were opened. I do not recall if the tailgate area was opened or not.
Okay. And you instructed her to open them momentarily and then shut them again right away?
Correct, yes.
And to your knowledge, is that what she did?
Yes.
So now you get Raven out and you put her vest on and you take her up to the service door there, correct?
Correct, yes.
All right, tell us what happens next.
So at the service door is where I place Raven in a sit position, and then I unhook her from her lead, and I give her the command to freely search that entire pole barn for the odor of decomposing human remains.
And what's that command?
Soup.
Okay. And did she respond?
Hang on.
Oh, you want her to spell it?
It's in German.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Do you know how to spell that?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'd
My
be-
German's pretty bad. We'll figure it out later. Thank you.
Okay. I'd ask
I'm sorry, but
Google
it's the
Translator.
English equivalent of seek?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so you give her the command to search. Her leash is off, and what does she do?
She begins to search along the left side of the pole barn, which would be the north side, going behind and in between vehicles as she makes her way to the east end of the pole barn. And I note on here where you see COB1 and COB2, those are observed changes of behavior that I observed Raven give. That would include the increased respiration, changes of travel pattern, whether that be a head pop or 180-degree turn. But she continues her search. That search then goes over to the south side of the barn, back towards the west, towards the start, and she gives a train formal alert on the mid-sized pickup truck at the passenger side rear.
So you have indicated on Exhibit 124 her actual search path, correct?
Approximate, yes.
Okay. And is that accurate that she sort of moved around other vehicles inside the pole barn?
Yes.
And you were able to observe her behavior during this time?
Yes.
And you indicated that she provided a change of behavior for 2 other cars in there, correct?
Correct, yes.
What did you later learn about those vehicles?
I learned that those vehicles were involved in fatal crashes.
Did she provide a train formal alert on those vehicles?
She did not.
Well, if they were involved in fatal crashes, why wouldn't she alert on those trucks or cars?
So to explain it is in thresholds in how we train for our training aids. So for human organs, we want the threshold of that to be low because there aren't very many reasonable explanations why somebody would have any human organs or decomposing human remains on their person or in their property, like a residence or a vehicle. Blood, however, is different. The threshold for that has to be quite large. So we need to train when it comes to blood with large volumes of blood. Otherwise, the canine would alert in everybody's bathroom, in their residence, or in vehicles with a large number of reasonable explanations as to why there would be blood.
So again, based on the threshold, she doesn't formally alert on those two, but she shows some interest. Is that what I'm understanding?
That's correct, yes.
What is she trained to alert on?
So blood is part of what she's trained to alert on, but if she's going to alert to blood, the threshold has to be quite large. Pools of blood, not a couple of drops. I would expect, and I have seen changes in behavior as I've described for drops of blood. But when she alerts to decomposing human remains, whether it's blood, organs, skin, adipocere, which is body fat, the threshold for that would be very low.
And so in this case, we heard evidence from the crime lab. There is no blood in the vehicle that could be detected. In the Tacoma, that's the target of the search, right? Yep. But what about those other two vehicles, do you know?
Not without looking at a report. I believe I was told that there was blood in those vehicles.
Okay. And that would explain why she showed an interest in those vehicles.
Yes.
So she keeps going through the garage, actually, according to this, does a circle around one vehicle, correct, on the south side there?
Yes.
But keeps going and then comes back over to the area of the target vehicle.
Yes.
And tell us about when she approaches the target vehicle, please.
She approaches the target vehicle from the passenger side, coming off the west side of the pole barn, and then crosses the rear bumper in the direction towards where the search had started, but then does a 180 with increased respiration. So again, now I'm seeing a change of behavior again. And as she comes back towards the passenger side rear corner, and I'm now walking away from this vehicle, she puts her nose to it and gives a trained formal alert of a sit.
Why did you walk away from it when you saw her do this 180 turn?
Because as she continues her search and her work, I am just walking the search area as I normally would on any other search.
Is that how you've done it every time, whether it's training or a call out?
Yes.
And that's how you did it in this case?
Yes.
Is that some kind of cue to Raven that when you walk away, she's supposed to sit?
No, it's quite the opposite, actually.
How so?
The reason we do searches off lead was to alleviate an argument of cueing the dog, which we would often hear from canine handlers that conduct searches with a lead attached to the dog. So when we began the training with this dog, we were only going to do searches on lead if there was some type of danger in the search area. For example, if we were to search an area adjacent to a river with a very fast current, I would put Raven on a long lead, so if she were to fall in, I could still remove her from that water. But generally speaking, when we did our searches, all off lead.
And so when she first walks past the bumper of the car, I'm looking at the very bottom of the diagram now where it says TFA, meaning trained formal alert, correct?
Correct.
And the COB means change of behavior?
Correct.
Okay. When she's walking, she walks past the car first, or the Toyota, the Tacoma, and then an abrupt turn you described.
Correct. She has a 180 degree change of travel pattern to come back and sniffs again before giving the trained formal alert at the back passenger rear corner of the truck.
Okay. And in the bottom of Exhibit 124 there, it's a little hard to read, but you noted the time the search started and the time that the alert was provided by Raven, correct?
Correct, yes.
Can you please identify that for the jury, if you can see it?
Yeah, at the bottom of the image, it'll say canine start point, in parentheses SP. That was at 9:26 a.m. and the trained formal alert was at 9:29 a.m. So 3 minutes after starting the search.
And during that 3 minutes, that's when she would have been doing this path throughout the pole barn, conducting her search.
That's correct.
Okay.